Hi class. For this chapter 13 mini lecture, I'm going to be discussing why transfer of learning is an important concept for motor learning. So, transfer of learning is an important idea in the motor learning because it explains how the things we've already learned can affect how we learn new skills. So transfer happens when a skill you learned before either helps, hurts, or doesn't impact the new skill you're trying to learn. When it helps, that's called a positive transfer. An example of this would be when we know how to throw a baseball, it makes it easier for us to throw a football. So negative transfer is when your old habits get in the way, which doesn't happen very often and usually only affects people when they're just starting out trying to learn something new. Neutral transfer means the old skill doesn't really make any difference. Coaches and teachers pay a lot of attention to transfer because it helps them design better practice plans. If they know which skill transfers well, they can set up drills that build on each other to help make the learning easier. Transfer is also used in research to see whether a specific type of practice actually works, which is why transfer tests are often the best way to measure improvement in a new situation. Positive transfer usually happens when two skills are similar, either in how the movements work with one another or in the type of thinking required to perform these skills. This idea goes back to theories about identical elements, which basically means the more two tasks have in common, the easier it is to transfer what you learned from one to another. Negative transfer can happen when a situation feels familiar, but the movements you need to use are actually a little bit different. Another interesting form of transfer is bilateral transfer, which is when practicing with one side of your body helps the other side get better as well. An example of this would be shooting a layup in basketball. You can shoot the layup with your right side, trying to perfect that motion, and you could do the same exact thing with the left side of your body when trying to go for a left-handed layup. So overall, transfer of learning matters